Hello there, welcome back to the Agostino Zinga Show with your host, Agostino Zinga. And this is episode number 917. That is Nuevo Uno Siete of the Agostino Zinga Show. How you doing? How you feeling, people? How you doing? How you feeling? It's been a long time coming. Apologies for the delay. I think the last time I podded might have been like 5 days ago. That will change now. There'll be more consistency and normalcy. I'm going to go back to my regular scheduled fucking drops, which will be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But most likely, you know me, you'll probably end up being 5 days a week, if not 6 days a week. And then probably taking off the Sunday and then resetting again on the Monday. That's probably going to be my plan going forward. So expect the drops to be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday going forward, plus whenever else I can do it. You get me? No, sorry, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be the main days I'll be doing the Tazs show. But then, you know me, I'll probably end up doing it Monday to Friday anyway. And if I can stretch it, I'll do a Saturday and take off the Sunday. But that's the plan going forward. So if you are, wary and upset and annoyed, don't worry. I'll be doing it. And plus, if I take off the Sunday, I think it'll be better too, because then I can record the Monday show on the Sunday, so it's ready to go on Monday morning. So any of you guys who listen to me during your morning commute can have it ready to go on the Monday morning. A lot of things going on over here. A lot of things going on. I'm doing everyday streaming on the Random Show channel. I'm trying to get the flipping Tazs channel going right. I'm trying to kick off the kick, no pun intended. I'm trying to get my Patreon right. You know, everything's going at the same time. But I'm loving it. I'm loving every moment of it. Talking about loving, talking about not loving. I just recently saw a clip just before I press record, just before I pressed stream. Or start streaming, sorry, just before I press start streaming, just before I press record, I saw this clip from Back on Fig, the podcast with T-Rail Smack and T-Rail's wife, Heather. And T-Rail came on the show with a big pair of glasses and shit. And his face looking all lumpy and bumpy. And he had like a little lisp going on. And essentially he detailed how yesterday was his birthday and he went out and, you know, they did a big like celebration stream type of thing. If you know about Back on Fig, you know, former No Jumper hosts and stuff, and community AD, Ace Boys, all that malarkey. So I guess they went out last night, or maybe the day before that, who knows, for his birthday party. And I guess when they left T-Rail, all his friends, they left him in one piece. But then he went and linked up with some other people and continued the night, which you never should do, by the way. It's always the cardinal fucking rule. If you're out and you're having a great time with your friends and all your friends leave, go home. Don't try and carry on the party. Nothing ever good happens when you try and carry on the party. When you try and extend the night. When you try and prolong the happiness, prolong the fun. When you're out with your peoples, your actual day ones, your family, your friends, enjoy it with them, have a blast, sit on the floor, kick each other, kiss each other, you know, share fucking stories, say I love you to each other 1,000,000 times because you're all off the bean, and then go home. Don't try and extend it, because only trouble happens there. And of course, T-Rail tried to extend the night. And according to him, I'm not sure if it was a joke though. According to him, he got rushed. He got beat up by some people. Which, you know, if you watch T-Rail, you watch Back on Fig, you know that that guy's got a bit of a mouth on him, pause. And, you know, he's not shy of letting people know how he feels. He's also not somebody that backs down despite having a physical disability. You know, I think his right arm, I don't know which one it is. I think it's his right arm. I think he had a motorcycle accident when he was young. And unfortunately, I think he landed quite badly on his right arm and kind of deaded all the nerves in it. But, you know, it kind of works, kind of doesn't. But he doesn't really give a fuck. He's still on that timing, which you have to kind of admire. But you'd imagine if you don't know the guy and he's mouthing to you in that kind of screeched voice of his, you're going to be quite angry. And it made me think, is there a worse time to get beat up than after your birthday? Or, you know, during your birthday? The only other time I can think might be a worse time to get beat up is maybe like after a funeral, or like after you just got some ass. Like, could you imagine? Like, not the walk of shame, but the walk of fucking joy, right? You just left the fucking bad bee's crib. You got some fucking, you know, you got some action. And I don't know, just through circumstances, maybe you're in Tesco grabbing yourself a drink to hydrate yourself because you've been going to Pound Town. And then you get into some sort of argument with somebody on the shop floor in a Tesco Express. And then it goes from you trying to scan your little bottle of Evian to suddenly rolling around in the fucking international food aisle and getting your face caved in next to the supermalts. That might be a pretty bad way to celebrate your birthday. And then I guess after a funeral, you're already sad as it is. You're reminiscing. You're kicking yourself for not being there more often. You're questioning your past actions. It's making you contemplate your own life. And then after the funeral, somehow on the way back home, maybe you sit in a chicken shop somewhere and you look at someone the wrong way, and then you end up fucking getting into an argy-bargy fight in a chicken shop, and you kind of get swung left and right. But I think the one that beats both of those is definitely the T-Roll story. Allegedly, if that's true, that he got beat up, he got rushed by a group of guys during his birthday. That might be the worst time to ever get into a fight or to get beaten up. Because if you got into a fight and you win on your birthday, you're gonna feel like flipping. You're gonna feel like, you know, Superman. If you lose, you're gonna remember that forever and ever. You know? You're gonna remember that forever and ever. Like, I think most men, myself included, you always remember the fights you lose, which is weird because you think you remember the fights you win, but you don't. The fights you lose are seared in your mind. You can never forget that shit. You would, when you close your eyes, you shudder. You know, you shudder at the thought of like, oh my god, I can't believe I lost that way. I can't believe I ran. I can't believe I flipping cried. I can't believe I flipping curled up in the ball, you know, in a fetal position. You definitely remember the times you got your ass kicked. But yeah, so big up flipping T-Rail. Hopefully that wasn't true, but I just heard that story now before I pressed stream, press record, and I thought, oh my god, man, that might be the worst time ever to flipping get beaten up. Talking about getting beaten up, talking about friends, we have to start the show strong, and we have to immediately address the thumbnail, because some of you will be confused. Like, who the fuck is this black girl in your thumbnail, I guess, you know? Well, the black girl on the thumbnail is this girl called B Simone. Don't know if you pronounce it B Simone or B Simone, but let's say B Simone. B Simone is somebody that I kind of know about by force. You know those people on social? She's like Creshawn Rock, Blueface when he was out, DDG and Halle Berry these days. You know, there's certain people on social that you kind of know about by force. Like, I don't know who I can think of. Tommy Fury and his girl, right? There's some people that they just have that ability to just burst and kind of through the timeline and kind of hit your feed, even if you don't want them to hit your feed. So everything I've known about B Simone, I've known about her by force and because I didn't want it. But I have to be honest, man, I feel bad for her because I feel like she's had a terrible run. I think the first thing I noticed about her recently was that I saw a clip of her where she's running some sort of like women empowerment thing that kind of looked like a church. It almost looked like she was doing like a female SPAC Nation. I'm sure some of you guys know SPAC Nation, the whole Pastor Toby thing where, you know, it's kind of like a front for like Forex, scamming, hustling thing, young kids into church, preach them about the prosperity message. I've read allegedly that they get them into church, they kind of, you know, give them teachings about business, and then eventually they help them take out a loan. That loan is then used to launch a business, and that money goes back into the church. It's a weird system, right? But they're all about driving, you know, luxurious cars and whatever. And Pastor Toby was recently in the news now because I think he recovered from cancer. So, you know, well done to him. So it kind of, you know, it's kind of giving cult. When I saw that B Simone clip, I was like, wow, it kind of looks like a female SPAC Nation thing. Then obviously from that clip, there was her wearing that insane outfit. I think she had on like denim shorts with like a suit jacket or something. Crazy outfit, right? Just an insanely bad, horrible outfit. Like, I think it was like a really big blazer and like some sort of denim cut-off jean things, right? Horrendous. And now the latest infraction are these 3 clips I'm going to play for you. I'm going to play them one by one, and I'm going to add my commentary towards the end. But I think these clips, for me, where she's speaking to her friend on a podcast, so I think it's hers, they're going viral, by the way, so I'm sure it's done well for them money-wise or whatever. And you know, these guys kind of, all they care about is relevancy. But these clips have reminded me why, despite sometimes I kind of doubt myself, I think I made the right decision having this kind of like philosophy or idea that I don't have any friends. I say all the time, it's just a thing to say. You know, I technically do kind of have friends because I have, you know, people on social media that I can count as friends or whatever it may be. People I've met through the show, people whatever, you know, whatever. But for the most part, I keep myself to myself. And I've been like this for basically since I was a child. I don't really tend to go out of my way to kind of cultivate, you know, relationships in that way, so shape or form. If anything, I do go out of my way to kind of push people away. But it's just because I'm just, you know, insanely selfish with my time. So I don't really feel like if I did try and get close to people that I'd be a good friend anyway. So if anything, I'm kind of saving them because I wouldn't really be someone you can kind of depend on because I'm kind of always looking out for myself, which is a flaw, but hey, we've all got our flaws. So I tend to kind of push people away and tend not to have friends. But there are times where But I think to myself, man, it would be nice, you know, to maybe have a bigger social group, or to maybe have somebody you can kind of, you know, whatever. But, you know, I like doing stuff on my own, being a bit of a lone wolf, so whatever it is. But videos like this remind me why I have all the sympathy in the world for people who are normal and not like me and actually do have friends, because sometimes your friends are full of so much shit. And this is a good example of it, right? This is a fucking good example of friends being full of shit, friends being pieces of shit, and just friends causing you headaches. Bear in mind, the girl you're going to be hearing from first is not B. Simone. The girl you're going to be hearing first talking is B. Simone's friend. So B. Simone is the quote-unquote celebrity. She's the quote-unquote famous one. She's a quote-unquote influencer. And her friend is just like a regular girl, from what I can understand. Or maybe like a lower level influencer. But regardless, the girl that you're going to be hearing from is not B. Simone. But she is talking about B. Simone. Just keep that in mind, right? The girl you're going to be hearing from is not B. Simone, but she's talking about her friend B. Simone, who's sitting right next to her. And just listen to what is being said here. It's absolutely insane. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Where is it? There it is. Let me just quickly get this up. Make sure everything is there. No, it isn't. Yeah, there you go. Let's play this clip.
Being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom. All this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like, to not have resentment in my heart towards you, because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like, nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid, because whatever I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend, somebody who has it, it's hard to digest. They're probably shocked that I'm even saying this.
And she's smiling. Her friend is confessing on a podcast that there was a period in her life where she was so down bad, she had to rely on food stamps. She didn't have any food in the house. She had to go on Medicaid, whatever the fuck that is. I'm sure that's not a good thing. She was so down bad, and she had resentment in her heart because she saw her friend helping out their other friends with money or with whatever else it may be, but she wasn't getting that help that she needed. And this friend, the one that's got the resources, or is kind of a little bit more famous, is saying, Jesus, oh my God. It's like, bruh, if I'm that woman and this woman is responding with Jesus, I might slap you. Because this is different if this was guys. If this was guys, I'd understand how you don't know. But I refuse to believe that in a group of friends, especially girls, that you have no understanding or awareness of what your friend is going through, because girls like to yap, and girls are a lot more, they're a lot more vulnerable, they're a lot more open with speaking about things concerning finances, relationships, family troubles, whatever. They're just more open to that sort of thing, especially someone that they consider their best friend. Guys, even your best friend, people don't even know much about. You know what I mean? You don't have no idea. It's just like all surface level kind of conversations. From time to time, it might get deep if you get drunk or you get high. But for the most part, guys are a bit shit with that. So I refuse to believe that she didn't know, or she didn't have a feeling that her friend was damn bad, and didn't offer her hand to help. It's one thing if you offer your hand to help to somebody, a friend, and they may be too proud to accept it, and they say no. But not knowing and only finding out now on this show that they're recording that your friend was relying on food stamps and shit, and maybe possibly got evicted, or could have got evicted, or just, was struggling to kind of make ends meet while you're the person that's got the resources, is fucking criminal. Because as much as I'm not a believer in having friends, for myself anyway, what I am a big believer in is that not all of us are fortunate enough to quote unquote make it. But I'm a big believer in, if you do end up making it, you kind of have a responsibility to those around you to kind of look after them, because it's hard out here. Not everybody can figure it out. So if you end up figuring it out, whatever your route is, you end up figuring it out to an extent, everyone's got their limit, but you should be willing to help those people around you. especially those who kind of supported you during your journey, not even with monetary help, just with kind of emotional support, whatever else it may be, you owe it to kind of give back to people around you. You owe it to kind of, you know, draw your hand back and kind of lift people up, assist them, be there to kind of catch them when they fall. It's super important, especially if you've been blessed to kind of make it in whatever field you're in. You owe it to people. You really do. And I believe in the kind of, you know, I believe in the giving thing. Like, you give to somebody without any expectation, and that shit will come back to you tenfold. Not always in monetary ways, but in other ways. But it really will. And it's no surprise that this woman, who maybe is a little bit, you know, dodgy, a little bit questionable in her attitudes, she went through a tough moment, a tough period, and it seemed like no one was there for her, which made sense because, you know, she maybe was picking and choosing who she was kind of helping. But when I see these type of clips, I think to myself, like, why would anybody have friends if this is how friends are going to treat you? Like, why would you even bother? Like, honestly, why would you even bother when your best friends are not aware of how you are doing, are not inquisitive, are not curious? Like, they just kind of let you do what you're doing. But then when you see them, they're handing your friends checks. They're lending your friends money. I don't know, they're helping your friend with shopping, with groceries and shit. And here you are, struggling to rub a couple dollars together. Fucking crazy. Then there's a second clip that's probably worse. Where B. Simone sits down on the couch and basically starts crying because her finances are now in a situation, you know, her current financial situation doesn't allow her or afford her to shop in Bloomingdale's. She now has to, shock horror, shop in H&M.
Just my finances. Like, the budgeting, you see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Like, I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend the liquid. Yeah. I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account. But
a part of me has to respect the honesty and the vulnerability to share stuff like this, because I think probably there's more people out there who probably think these type of thoughts but don't vocalize it or say it, right? So to be positive, I kind of admire her courage in a way to say this sort of thing. But sometimes you got to keep some stuff to yourself, and that's one of the bad things about social media or life in general these days. No one's willing to take things to the grave. Like, everything has to be said. Like, everything. Like, people are coming out to their like 90-year-old grandparents. It's like, bruh, maybe your grandparents know. Do you need to come out to them? Do you really need to parade yourself in front of them in your full fucking bloom? Can you not just let them live out the last few years that they have in fucking peace? Do you have to share every single mental health issue that you're going through with the internet? Do you have to fucking crowdsource your therapy, really? Do we have to know every intimate detail about what you get up to in the bedroom or lack thereof? Like, people are just too open now. Too open to a fault. And I think thoughts like this or things like this are stuff you should keep yourself, because you sound incredibly out of touch when you say these type of things. Because most people, I would imagine, especially the ones that support her, I would imagine most of them probably shop at H&M. Because most people do shop at H&M, because H&M is a fucking great store. Right? They've got branches all over the fucking world. There's nothing wrong with H&M clothing at all. Zero. To be honest, probably a lot of rich people shop at H&M because they sell a lot of good quality clothes at an affordable price. Why wouldn't you shop there? But this idea that your worth is measured by where you shop is utterly insane. Especially when you think about somebody like a B. Simone, who's meant to be like this empowerment woman. She's kind of quasi-empowerment, you know, come into your best, like whatever, that sort of world that exists. Surely if that's the world that you exist in, being so fragile that your financial situation not allowing you to maybe ball out on some Burberry is going to knock you off your Dean, then maybe you're not the person that you think you are. You know? If you're preaching about being your best self, going for your dreams, like, you know, learn to appreciate things, whatever in life, whatever the philosophy is that she has. But I'm imagining it's kind of along that kind of line, especially when it comes to women, right? Being a boss, being self-sufficient, all this sort of stuff. There surely is a part of that gospel, a part of that doctrine that teaches you to be very steadfast, to be very resilient, to have a level of grit so that you don't get shaken, right? You don't get fucking knocked down. You don't let the circumstances of life kind of like run you down. And if not being able to shop in Bloomingdale's is bringing you close to tears, maybe you're not that girl. Or as they say, maybe you're not that girl, you know? Maybe you're just not that girl. I could be wrong, but maybe, just maybe you're not that girl, because this is fucking insane. Like, legitimately. And it's sort of like a weird backhanded compliment in a way, or this, right? When it comes to your fans. Because in a way, what are you telling people that watch you? That shopping in H&M is worthless. If you're shopping in H&M, then it's worthy of you crying. It's worthy. It justifies you breaking down, sobbing. Like, come on, man. Come on. I don't know. Continuing on. Last clip here from B. Simone. Last clip from B. Simone. This might be the worst one. This might be the worst one. In this clip, B. Simone's friend says that when she got out of her position when she was down bad, and I think this woman's got a kid too, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, when I heard her quickly. If I heard her correctly, I think she's got a child too. So she's a single mom trying to make shit happen, right? So I think in this particular clip, she confesses on the couch and says, you know what? There was a time where I finally got out of this funk that I was in. I finally got out of the pits of fucking struggledom. And I called up my best friend, B. Simone, to share the news that, oh, I got this new job, this new business license has got approved, I got the loan to start the business, whatever her news was, she called her best friend to let her know. And she says that B. Simone's response wasn't that great. And the reason why B. Simone didn't respond well will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. Because these girls are meant to be friends, right? Just remember that. They're meant to be friends. And when B. Simone explains why she didn't feel good that her friend got herself out of the, mud that she was in, it will fucking surprise you. Honestly, it really will, because it surprised me.
Recently, I have this opportunity and I called you and I told you about it. And you were just like, okay. Mm-hmm. And you called me back.
I called her right back, y'all. I was so convicted. I was so convicted.
You were like, I didn't like how I felt when you told me that. And I was like, what do you mean? You were like, I don't know what it is. I'm talking this out in real time. But whatever it is, I don't like what I felt. And I said, did you feel jealous? And you were like, I don't think I feel jealous.
Because we went through all the emotions. She's like, are you angry? Are you sad? Are you jealous? I was like, I'm not jealous because I don't want what you have. I'm I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm upset that I'm not doing it with me.
Yeah.
So I would actually prefer if she was jealous. The reason why she didn't respond well to her friend sharing us some good news that was going to take her out of the mud, that was going to take her out of the depths of poverty, was because she was not the one that was responsible for it. So I think for whatever reason, B. Simone in her friendship group, I guess, has this role of being the quote unquote maybe fixer or the helper or whatever, right? So she has this role where she's always assisting people, maybe lending them money, maybe giving them advice, helping them rewrite their fucking CVs, cover letters, whatever it is, recommending them for a job, calling somebody up for a favor. So I guess in this rare instance, this friend of hers did it all by herself, got this sick opportunity, and then called her friend and said, oh my God, I'm happy I got this opportunity. And it made B. Simone unhappy. It angered her. It pissed her off that she wasn't responsible for helping her friend get out of the mud or get out of the depths of poverty. Can you imagine how insane that is? That's how your brain thinks. I'm not going to be happy for my friend. I'm going to think about myself in that moment. I'm going to think about how this makes me feel. Why didn't she come to me for help? Why couldn't I have helped her? Why couldn't I, solidified my role in the friendship group as the helper of people, as the savior of people? Like, what in the fuck is going on? So if anybody ever wants to wonder, oh, Agostina, why are you so anti-friend? Why are you so lone wolf? Why are you so on your own? Why are you always going out by yourself, going on holiday by yourself? This is the reason why. because I couldn't handle this sort of shit. Like, I'm not really good at this sort of shit. I couldn't handle it. If somebody was giving me type of vibe and you're meant to be my friend, like, I'm just gonna get mad. And then when I get mad, I'm just gonna hate you. And then I don't want to hate you. So I'd rather just like leave it. Let's just, you know, you do your thing, I do mine. But let's not go through this whole fake friendship thing, because if you do something to piss me off, I'm never gonna be able to look at you the same. Especially something like this. Like, something like this is gonna piss me off so bad, I can never look at you the same way. Because it's like, what? Why am I calling you and you're pissed off? Why do you sound angry? Why do you sound annoyed? Why do you sound ambivalent? Like, what's going on right now? What have I done wrong? I'm sharing some news with you. But as our parents have all said, I'm sure some of you guys have heard it before, as all our parents have said when we were younger, sometimes you have to be careful who you share your good news with. Sometimes you have to be careful who you share your good news with. Not everybody's going to be happy for you. And this is a good example of it.
Yeah. Like, we're not working together.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have that. Y'all, let me tell you something. Anybody that's in my circle, I want to work with you. I want to put you on. I'm putting you in position. I like doing it together.
You do.
How can we do this together? How can we make money together? How can we build together? How can we grow together? How can we all pitch in together?
By the way, when she's saying this, don't get confused. Don't get twanged, because she's a bit of a hustler. She's a bit of a manipulator, gaslighter type person. I mean, you can see why she's been successful on social media. She talks a good game, you know? Don't be confused. When she's saying together and she's kind of doing a motion of like a circle, she just means around her. She wants all her friends to orbit around her like she's fucking Saturn. That's what she wants. She wants all her friends to orbit around her. That's what she wants. She wants to be the center of the universe. She wants to be the center of everybody's life. She wants to be the person that everyone goes to, everyone leans to. So again, selfishness. It's all about her in every situation. It's all about her. She can fix your fucking marriages. She can fix your interpersonal issues. She can fix your issues that you have with your parents, with your siblings. She can give you the best advice for work. She can offer you style advice, sex advice, relationship advice, money advice, financial shit. She wants to be at the center of it. So when a friend deviates or goes on their own path, does their own thing, she's annoyed. She's probably the kind of person that gets pissed off if you go out without telling her you're going out, or without informing the group chat, you know? Like, God almighty.
How can we be millionaires I want to do it together.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life where I had that and it was crumbled. So I feel like since that has ended, that season, I've always yearned for it again. But it's just been a season of solitude for 2 damn years.
Maybe the longest season.
2 damn years of solitude, bitch. I've been on my own for the majority of my adult life. Like, you know, as in friendship wise. Maybe I've had to rely on like 2 people, if that, and it's not even a relying thing. But like 2 years of like, quote unquote, you know, whatever, solitude, which really wasn't solitude. And she's already crying. She's throwing her toys at the pram. She's thinking of probably unaliving herself. Like, really? Like, there are some people out there that probably haven't spoken to another adult human being. It may be a month. They've just been locked in their cribs, watching YouTube, chilling, I don't know, whatever, on their phone, because they've got no one to hang out. And I guess it's probably way more common than probably people understand, which may actually be the reason why we're seeing what we're seeing with the whole AI thing. Maybe the whole AI thing that we're seeing now with people forming relationships, people, you know, using AI as therapy, people now, there's a subreddit that I've heard about, which if you really want to bum yourself out, and I don't recommend it, but if you really want to bum yourself out, you know me, I like to give you bummy recommendations. Check out My AI Boyfriend. I think it's like that, right? I think it's My AI Boyfriend subreddit. Please check it out. If you want your heart to break, if you want to not sleep tonight, check out r/My AI Boyfriend or something along those kind of lines. Just type that into Google and you'll find this subreddit of women talking about their relationship with their AI. And it's heartbreaking. I saw one post of a couple ladies showing their engagement rings or their wedding rings that they got made because they married whatever AI they're using. People are lonely out there for real. Like, and people are finding all sorts of creative, interesting ways to manage it. But I just find it hilarious that this lady, after 2 years of some loneliness, is thinking of ending it all. Some of us are way more resilient than others.
The longest season ever. Yeah. And I think, I know that's what it was, but I was so convicted. I called you right back. I was like, that's not right. Yeah. Like your friend, she just told me she was doing something so bomb. Yeah. So great. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, that's disgusting. Yeah. This has to get out of my heart. For sure. Like what?
But if we just did that, nobody's looking for the perfect friend.
Man.
I just want my friends to be aware.
And honest.
I'm okay if you feel a little jealous.
Address it and fix it.
No one's looking for the perfect friend. What does that even mean? Sometimes I think to myself, like, when you stumble across bullshit human beings like this Simone girl, I sometimes understand why they're like this. Her friends are kind of enabling her. Her friends let her get away with murder too. Because why are you saying, I don't want my friend to be perfect, in response to your friend not being happy that you got a new job, that you got this loan approved, that you're now in a better financial position? Why is that a bad thing? That isn't comparable to being perfect. That's just like standard friendship protocol, procedure, the bare minimum. And you're making it seem as like, oh, that's being perfect. If you're requiring your friend to respond well with good, like, God almighty. Like, I can understand, right? I have some level of sympathy towards people. Like, imagine if, like, I don't know, hasn't happened to me, thank God, but imagine you're in a situation where you have a friendship group and you're both kind of in the same careers and you're struggling to make it work, and your friend gets a sick position and you're struggling to make, like, and not even struggling, like you're maybe working in a fucking store while you're trying to go to your dreams, but your friend ends up landing that job at the fucking newspaper to become an editor or something, and you're still writing with your little free blog, and you're working in a store to kind of make ends meet. I can understand feeling a little bit, you know, jealous, a little bit envious there, because you both want to have this career in the same industry, same profession, but one of you is kind of further ahead than the other. But when it's not even, you're not even in the same field, and your friend just has been able to just figure it out to kind of get herself back on her feet because she's had a bit of a rough go of things, and you're not happy for them, I don't know, man. I don't know. If you can't be happy for your friends, if you can't support them, then what's the point of having them? What's the point of them having you? It kind of, you know, defeats the whole purpose of it. So I don't know. I saw these clips and I thought to myself, bloody hell, man, this is why I don't have friends. This is why I bloody don't have friends. Big up the people in the stream chat. This is such a fake friendship. Yep. But I don't even think they know it's fake. That's the thing. I think some people just make do with what they have available in it. I kind of think of it a little bit similar to the whole podcasting thing. Like, people always make a point of saying, oh, how come this show is still on? It's so crap. Fire the Kid being a good example. But I think of myself and the habits that I currently have when it comes to listening to stuff or watching content. There are some things I listen to and watch. Like, I don't know, Red Scare is a good example of it. Red Scare ain't as good as it once was. Like, Anna and Dasha are super annoying now. Like, it's incredibly hard to get through an episode, but I'm so used to listening to Red Scare that I just listen to it out of habit. You know? So I think a lot of people do the same thing with content. So a lot of people do the same thing with friends. Like, you don't really have any other friends. You just make do with the ones you have available, with the ones that are there, because you don't know where to start in order to kind of get some new ones. So you kind of, you know, make excuses for them. You turn a blind eye to certain things. You bury your head in the sand. You know, you maybe purposely don't ask questions or certain things or follow up things or whatever, just to make it work because, you know, fuck it. Like, I rather, you know, better the devil you know, as people say. Big up Richie Rich as well. Appreciate you, brother. Young Old Vibes, I don't have friends, just enemies. Big up Young Old Vibes. Big up Z. I can't do friendship groups. There's always at least one person like Simone who runs it. That's the thing though, like, I don't mind if there's like a leader of the group, but I just don't like this level of leader where it kind of all revolves around you. Somebody that takes control, takes the ownership for certain things, like, I don't know, organizing dinners, selects the list of options, makes a deadline as to when those recommendations or choices can be made, is very militant when it comes to the money side of things, and make sure everyone splits the fucking bill equally. or he's kind of, you know, suggest holiday locations and all that sort of stuff. Someone taking the lead in certain things, I think is fine, because sometimes friends groups can be useless. Everyone's kind of like, you know, being fucking whatever. But this type of shit where like she wants to be the main star of the show is too much. I'm getting to the point where now, again, I don't know much about this Simone girl, but it wouldn't surprise me if she's the type of friend who purposely arrives to functions late. Like, it wouldn't be surprising that she purposely arrives to functions late so she can be the one to walk in last and get the, oh my god, she's finally here, the kind of applause thing. It wouldn't surprise me if she's that type of friend. Weird, man. Big up Z. Big up Mohammed as well. Bro, I just plugged in, but how the fuck is she going to do that when she's complaining about bread? Brother, Mohammed, brother, exactly. Exactly. Big up Z is giving Cole. Yeah, big up Z as well. She wants to be the one in charge. Exactly. Big up Tim A. Such an African saying. Yeah, it is. She's always about them. Exactly. Big up Tim A again. Big up Don Dotto. Some friends be like that. Yep. But yeah, you guys get it. You guys fucking get it. Big up Z as well. Women friendships can be vicious. They are just like men. Now, I've always said, and this is something I'm going to stand by, but I've always said, like, the real enemy of women isn't men. In my opinion, it's always been other women. Women are vicious to each other way more than men. Of course, men can be physically violent, you know, whatever else it may be. But when it comes to like bullying, when it comes to intimidation, when it comes to like belittling and shit, women on women are, there's no one more savage than a woman, because women know how to press each other's buttons. They have to get under each other's skin, and they hate on each other so badly. Like, they hate on each other. So you just see it on social media. When there's a woman on social media who kind of veers off from the commonly held beliefs, like for instance now, India Love, the girl that's dating fucking DDG, sorry. There's a huge, you know, majority, I think, of women online, especially black women, who kind of don't like DDG and think he's a woman abuser and a deadbeat dad. So when they see India Love dating this guy and doting all over him, they basically call her all manner of names. Like, she's getting bullied on the internet so badly. I don't think she checks it, which is good. But the way they talk about her other women is fucking nuts. Like, you know what I mean? Just because she has a difference of opinion on someone, you know? And she actually knows the person. Those guys don't, but regardless, the internet's made their mind up on that guy. And if you don't agree with what they have to say, that you are enemy number one. So the things I've read about that girl online from other women is just, ooh, you know what I mean? So women are really vicious to each other, really fucking vicious. But in this case, I don't think it's a women thing. It's just more so like people just letting friends take advantage of them, take the piss. But yeah, I guess that's what you have to do. I guess that's what you have to do. I saw this meme on Techno Memes, not Berlin Club Memes, Techno Memes 666, and it made me fucking laugh. It's a slideshow of memes regarding the fucking dance, you know, dance music industry, nightlife industry, that I thought was kind of interesting to kind of check out. The first thing was this one that says 11 a.m. my body is a temple, and there's 3 pictures here: a bottle of water, a guy running, and some fruit. And then fast forward 11 p.m. the temple is closed. You got cigarettes, you got rolling papers, you got Club Mate, you got a horse to symbolize ketamine, I think, and then you've got a club toilet. You know what's really funny? This is everyone, myself included, but mostly nowadays anyway, I'm trying to get back to how I was before. How I was before when it came to clubbing was that I would have this really good balance and system in place where I would go ham in terms of discipline, in terms of output, in terms of fucking health, wellness, all that sort of shit, from like Monday to Saturday, Monday to Friday. Waking up at a certain time, 6 a.m. in the morning, going for a run, coming back, going to work, coming back, maybe going to the gym after, not doing anything naughty. But then as soon as it hit Friday at like 8 p.m. or something, that's when it will kind of be party time. And I found that balance was way better, because what ended up happening, if you're working out properly 5 days a week, by the time Friday comes around, you don't really have the energy to like go really crazy. You might go out and have a bit of, you know, have your fun, have a couple of lines here and there, have some, you know, multivitamins, whatever it may be, have a couple of drinks, but it won't extend to you maybe going to Unfold on a Sunday. You might last a Saturday, you might last a Friday, but you're probably not going to do a 2-day bender. You'll probably be in bed for the rest of the weekend, and then you start again on Monday working out. But what it ends up happening is that you end up feeling a lot more happy about going out. That's what I felt like anyway, because you felt like you somewhat earned it. You somewhat earned the right to party. You somewhat earned the right to kind of let your hair down, because you stuck to a regimen, you stuck to a plan, you stuck to a routine from Monday to Friday, which again is hard to do. It's somewhat counterproductive too, because imagining you're dedicating yourself to working out, all this sort of shit, and then when the weekend comes, you're kind of pissing it all down the drain. But I do think that balance is important, and you know, in life, if you can't have any vices, then what's the point of living? So I do agree with this meme, but I think nowadays going forward, I'm definitely more so on the tip of like Monday to Friday. I'm sticking with a regimen, I'm sticking with a plan, and then when the weekend comes along, I'm going out. But then I'm also not in a position nowadays anyway where like the going out is so debilitating. Like I've been out a bunch of times now sober, and it's not been that big of a deal. So it's not like I have to go out and do whatever. But as people would know in the stream chat, people that would know that's listening to this, sometimes going out sober, you don't really need to do anything. It's just the fact of going out nightlife wise and being surrounded by that much energy, being in the club, walking around, it can make you still tired. You can sometimes still have that kind of hungover feeling in the morning. Even if you didn't touch a drop of alcohol, you didn't have any drugs, you can still feel somewhat hangover going out in a club night completely sober, because there's just too much, you know. And especially if some fucking girl corners you in the smoking area and they're clearly off their head and they're repeating the same story 17 times in the space of fucking 12 minutes, you're gonna feel tired. I'll tell you that much. You're gonna feel fucking tired. There's another one here that says festival day 4. I think that basically means we all turn into some sort of like weird creature thing, I guess. That's one of the things that's the worst about festivals. If you bump into a Larry group, you can be up the entirety of the festival and not sleep. You know, it depends. And I've been lucky and unfortunate. I've been sometimes in situations where I bumped into groups at a festival where everyone's a fucking caner. Everyone's a fucking caner. There's no one that's sensible. So you are going for the moment someone gets the first baggie out, you're just going and it's not stopping. So that's the worst thing, because those are times where I've been to a few festivals where, I'm not gonna lie, I legitimately don't remember who played. Have no recollection, you know. I've been to those type of festivals, I don't remember who played. I don't remember one single set. It was just constantly just like, you know what I mean, just ingesting as many fucking drugs as you could, drinking as much as you could. It's just like, it's a blur. Conversations about starting a business, about going to some other, like I remember there was this one festival we went to where we were all in this tent, and I'm pretty sure I didn't know anybody that was like, I was just like a random. But to be fair, when you go to festivals, you realize like there's a lot more solo people in festivals than you can imagine. I remember actually when I used to go to Download Festival, the very popular metal festival here in the UK, they have a really good group actually on Facebook. If you ever go Download Festival, there's a really good group on Facebook where they have like solo tent people, whatever, camping people, and you kind of get to speak to them beforehand. It's like a group, innit? You can kind of, introduce yourself and get friendly with people, and by the time you arrive, you can obviously meet them. Well, the thing about those things is that those people on those groups are not really representative of the people that go. There are some people that go to these type of events who are not in groups. So you go to these events, you're eager to bump into the people that you spoke to on the internet, but then you bump into a group of people who are just like on it, they're on good times, and then they just take you on a fucking 3-day bender adventure during the festival, and you end up spending way more money than you wanted to spend. You might lose your keys, you might lose a sock or two, and then and your face might look like you've been fucking run through a chainsaw, but you had some fun. So I've been there before. I've literally been there before. That's one of the bad things about going to festivals. I think nowadays, if I went to a festival, like the one I want to go to in July called Stone Techno Festival, you can just stay in a hotel, you can at least freshen up. That's super important, and be able to have a shower, be able to just wash your face with some cold water, put on some clean underwear, different socks, moisturize yourself, and then go again, have some breakfast and then go again. I'd be able to drink a fucking glass of water, maybe a whole bottle. That's super important, because I've been to festivals where I haven't drank a lick of water. It's been beer and spirits and not good. But fun, but not good. Another meme here says, I bet he's talking to other people. That's kind of hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. I bet he's talking to other people's kind of hilarious, or talking to other women, sorry. And in actuality, the guy's at home crafting a tune, right? Trying to figure out the bass line, trying to figure out the melody, trying to figure out the hook of a particular tune that he's kind of struggling with at the moment with these karaoke speakers there. You gotta love that. Next movie says, be silly online, wake up. Ask people for a guest list and not go to the event. Be silly, wake up. I think be silly is code for like do drugs essentially. But I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a guest list asker. I've never been a random people I don't know, can you get me on the guest list asker. I think it's really odd. Like just the other day, no, just not just the other day, a few weeks back actually, when it was Unfold's 100th birthday, someone who won't be named, but they know who they are, because I'm on my close friends, they shared a fucking screenshot of somebody in their DMs, right, in their requests, because you've got a folder in your Instagram that's requests from people that you don't know, or maybe don't follow you and stuff. I don't know how. I think it works that you don't know them, or you don't follow them. Well, no, I think it's you don't follow them, so they usually go into request. So this guy that I know shared on his Instagram a screenshot of this message he received from a random during the Unfold 100th birthday, and the message was something like, "Oh hey, this person, I'm not sure if you remember me," which is always you know you're gonna be in for some sort of ask in it. "I'm not sure if you remember me." It's always some sort of donut. We bumped into each other at this one event that one time on this day. I was the third guy with this hair. You complimented this. It's like, what? Anyway, I was just wondering, could you get me on the list for Unfold? I'm here in the queue, but no one can get in because it's one in, one out, and it's really packed. And it's like, huh? First of all, no offense, but all the offense intended. If you're asking anyone for a guest list to fold, you're a fucking loser. It really isn't that deep. I love the club. I've been there a bunch of times. I went there when it first birthday, with the first party, when it ever fucking opened. I've been a real champion and proponent and encourager of people to go to Fold. The amount of people that I've recommended that should go there is in the fucking hundreds and thousands, right? I'm one of the biggest cheerleader pom-pom raisers of Fold. But it's Fold, mate. It's not fucking Burger. You know what I mean? Relax. Like, and also, from my experience of going there, the club opens usually what? 11, 12 p.m., 12 a.m., 11 p.m., 12 a.m. Unfold starts usually what? 12 p.m., 1 p.m. I don't know, one of the type of times on a Sunday. All you have to do is just get there early. Just get there before it starts. Yes, I know it's annoying because you might be the only one on the dance floor for like an hour before everyone arrives. I'm imagining people, because I've never been to Unfold, but I'd imagine people probably start arriving at Unfold maybe around 2, 3 p.m. But if it's for a real big event like that 100th birthday party that they had, right? Or the 100th Unfold they had the other day, where I think it went on for like 2 days or something, or maybe even 3, super long. I think it was 36 hours. If that's the case, and I think it was a bank holiday as well, you know it's going to be oversubscribed. Just get there early. You don't need to ask for guest list. Like, I'm not even a big believer in guest list, but I think if you are going to ask for them, try and save your request for something that is really hard to get into, even if you get there early. Something a bit more worthwhile. And if you're going to ask somebody for a guest list, maybe try and hit them up before that event occurs. It's a bit more embarrassing on the day because maybe you might be sober when you ask them, you know, ahead of time, and it might maybe hurt your feelings. But you're better off, I personally think, asking somebody ahead of time than you are on the day. But I just can't imagine a scenario where I'd be having the guts to text somebody that I barely know. Like, you met this person in passing. You may have shared a fucking straw with them in the toilet somewhere, or a key, and now suddenly you're asking for favor. Like, I don't know, man. The things people allow in Clubland is just odd. It's like, you don't know these people, like, and you're asking for things. Like, I don't know, like, what? If it was me, honestly, legit, if it was me and I had a club night or whatever, and you asked me for a guest list and you didn't turn up, by the way, you caught me on a good day. I was having a shit. I felt fucking great. Or I had one of those, you know, when you hold in piss and you're having that big fucking piss, you're like, oh, right? You caught me on a good day. Or I had some good breakfast or something, right? If I put you in a list and you don't turn up, Because I'm going to be that kind of person. I'm going to check if you turn up. If you don't turn up, I'm going to bar you. If it's my club, I'm barring you. If it's my promotion, you're excommunicado. But all this fucking asking for guest list stuff is so odd to me. Especially nowadays in the world we live in, where there's like an abundance of nightlife. There's an abundance of fucking nightclubs in some places, not in London of course, but there's an abundance of promoters, abundance of parties. There's always another one. Like, it doesn't matter which rave it is, there's always another one. You're never gonna miss out on D1. There is no such thing, right? To be honest. So it's like, bloody hell, is it really that deep that you're asking some strangers for a guest list? Really? Have some shame. Have some shame. Have some pride. This is how I feel trying to resist the club toilet after one drink. Yeah, I have a practice usually, especially when I go Berghain anyway. My main practice or my main routine is that I like to stay on the dance floor for like an hour or so. So after I get, queuing up, you get in, or you queue up, you get to the door, you have that whole fucking tense moment where they look you up and down and you let you know or not, or say not tonight. Usually, for by God's grace, I've never been turned down or turned away from Berghain. I think probably my skin probably helps. My skin color helps. I think so anyway. I think, optics wise, it look a bit weird if they like, telling this big black dude to leave and whatever else it may be. So when I get in, the first thing I do after I get past the fucking security and shit and search and put my shit in the cloakroom is I head straight to the fucking panel bar and get a, espresso martini or some other cocktail. That's the first thing I usually do. And then I'll spend an hour or so sitting watching the rave. I'll do the same thing when I go to Fold. I won't go straight to the loo. I'll go to the bar, maybe get myself a fucking a shot of Jägermeister and a beer. Have that shot of Jägermeister at the bar like a fucking loser. If I've got money to burn, I might get the bartender one. Cheers, shot that fucking Jäger, drink that fucking beer, watch the rave for a bit, and then after an hour or two, I might head to the fucking toilets to powder my nose. But I'm not gonna go straight there. I mean, because it's not really about that. It's about the DJs. It's about who's playing and shit. So that's what you should be doing. That's a sensible way to go about things. But everyone's different. People asking for track lists after the closing set. There's a thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe when I eventually reach those levels of playing in big clubs, it'll be different. But I've never understood why like DJs don't like giving people like track IDs or track lists. Like it doesn't matter if I know what you played or how you played it or what's the order. I'm never gonna recreate the magic of what you played. Like I can never capture it. Even on the phone recorder, I can't capture it. I can't capture it by just downloading all your set or just stealing or using it. It doesn't work that way. Like you're the reason why people are here. Your magic, the DJ's magic. Do you know what I mean? We've all got access to fucking WAV files, MP4 files, MP3 files and shit. What's actually important is the skill, is the vision, is the taste level of the DJ themselves. And I think if fans go the extra mile and are eager to find out, oh my god, what's a track listing? Give it to them, innit, motherfucker? Is it that? Do you know what I mean? If you've got it available, give it to them. I don't really understand this like resistance not to give, and it's so easy to give too because it's like most DJs probably have laptops on them, especially ones that tour. Most DJs probably use record box. Most DJs probably use USB sticks. If you just plug a USB stick into your computer and open up record box, you can see the history of what you played. Just export that and then boom, Bob's your uncle, granny's your aunt. List it up in the fucking IG storage. It's not that difficult really. So I'm surprised people, DJs especially, are so against it and so like pissed off when people ask. It's like, come on, just give it over. We love you. We're your fans. Unemployment and clubbing is hilarious. There's a horse next to a pair of decks, again symbolizing ketamine, I'm assuming, and that's where it ends. So big up Techno Memes 666. I recommend you check it out. It's one of my favorites. Berlin Club Music is also good, but they don't really update as often. So I recommend, if you do want to check out a good page, I think Techno Meme 666 is one of my favorite ones. So they do some really good shit when it comes to techno, dance music, nightlife inspired memes and shit. So give them a follow, and tell them Aggie sent ya. Tell them Blood Claw Aggie sent ya. Talking about Aggie. Louis Vuitton Spring 2026 menswear collection show happened just an hour or two, no, 4 hours ago or something like that, over there in Paris. It's Paris Men's Fashion Week now. I'm most likely going to do a couple of roundup streams, reviews of some shows, especially tomorrow during the day. I'm most likely I'll do a long one, if you're that way inclined. But I want to quickly touch upon what I saw regarding Pharrell's presentation here for Spring 2026 menswear for Louis Vuitton. Play a bit of the show, actually. Maybe play a bit of the show on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's going to get taken down because there's a lot of copyrighted music here, because Pharrell did debut a bunch of tunes that he produced. One with Doshi and Tyler the Creator. One with, I think, Rick Ross maybe, and a few other people. But let's actually check it out. Let's check out the video where they kind of go through what's going through. So this is the live stream, courtesy of Louis Vuitton, of the men's Spring Summer 2026 show. Let's hear what it was saying. Hey yo, big up my nuts. Random show starting just after this. As soon as we finish this, random show is starting. But I pushed it back the time a bit. I think the time should be on the channel, so check the channel. But I pushed back the time. I forgot what time I put there. But big up everyone in the stream chat. Appreciate you. Random show starting just as soon as I finish this. Okay, we've got a shot that overlooks Paris. I'm not sure where that is, that area. But there's this really cool overhead shot, drone shot, where you get to see the setting where the Louis Vuitton men's show is taking place. And the runway is essentially, remember the Snakes and Ladder game you did back in the day when I was a kid? That's what it is. Pretty cool, to be honest. There's seats around the edges, there's seats in the middle of the floor. I guess the ones on the actual Snakes and Ladder floor are the VIP front row type of seats. And then there's also bleachers on the side too. It's pretty cool, man, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty cool. Set design, at least. The opening look, which is always the most important one in every collection because it sets the tone, is pretty forgettable, pretty cos looking. A relaxed suit with a white shirt, I think, tucked in, a bit baggy, loose fitting. Yeah, that's a pretty ordinary look to start off the show, isn't it? Is that a kilt? I'm not sure if that's a kilt or is that a belt. Oh no, okay. So what it looks like to me, it looks like a shirt. No, it looks like what I'm thinking it is, isn't it? I think that's a shirt. Is that a shirt that's kind of combined into bottom of a suit? I don't know what's going on there, but regardless, you've got a poplin shirt, white collar, blue stripes, a relaxed blazer, a belt, and I don't know what this styling is all about. There's a shirt with a grey wife beater underneath it. Looks very, very musty. I'm not gonna lie, it looks very ratty. It kind of looks very Joe Buddenish, right? The kind of ratty wife beater vesting going on. I don't know what's going on here. I don't like that. Just remove that grey shirt. Share some bare skin or maybe make it white. But that mole grey vesting is very, 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 very odd. Oh, big up Z. The location's at the Cour Carré of the Louvre. Okay, so it's just outside the Louvre then, or next to the Louvre, I'm assuming, right? The museum. But yeah, or the gallery, sorry. But yeah, or the museum, or the gallery, whatever it is. One thing I'm happy about though, to be honest, having watched this show, let me just actually play it and I'll mute when I'm talking. One thing I do like about it is the pants. Finally, Pharrell has stopped with the fucking bell bottoms, the flares. Finally. Because I felt like there was just too many flares, too many bell bottoms. Finally, he's let them go and we've just got nice, wide, relaxed fitting pants and shit, which I don't really mind too tough. We still got the speedy bag, but for the most part, everything's kind of loose fitting and kind of baggy, which is great. Hopefully, we don't see digi camo. Hopefully, no more of that camo, digi camo, please, for the love of God. But so far, I've not seen a single pair of bell bottoms, a single flare. That's an interesting jacket, isn't it? It kind of looks like an Arc'teryx, a winter shell jacket, but it looks like it's made out of, I don't know if you call that printed tweed or something, but interesting jacket, especially with the grey zip ties. So I don't know what's going on here. So it's all over the place already because I don't really know what this mountaineering look has to do with the entire collection. It kind of throws it off. So this model's wearing a mountain jacket, a mountaineering outdoors jacket with shorts and Michael Jackson socks and loafers. The same sort of socks that Pharrell presented during the first ever show he did. I think that was spring summer 2024 or something. I'm sure I saw what's his fucking face wearing these particular socks with loafers as well. So he's repeated a bunch of stuff already. I'm not sure if it's self-referencing or running out of ideas, but I swear to God, I've seen this combination of socks with loafers in the first ever Pharrell Louis Vuitton show. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the silhouettes are much nicer to me anyway, much more interesting, but it's just, I don't know. The tailoring ain't that great, innit? It kind of looks like Moss Bros. It kind of looks like, dare I say, Zara. It's not that great. And again, I feel like I've seen this look before from them, you know? This particular pair, I think I've seen it before. That bag is pretty nice. That colour of the bag is not too shabby. There's a Speedy again. One thing Pharrell's gonna give you is a fucking Speedy. That look is just with the tie. Oh my god, so bad. With that fucking school tie. What the fuck are those? Is that iridescent fucking cargo pants? Like, what the fuck was that? What is that look there? Is that a tuxedo jacket with like yoga like what is going on? Like, what is happening? What is that? He's got people wearing cargo pants with blazers and sandals. I don't know if that's iridescent or is that, I don't know what that jacket's material is, but I don't like it. There's people pushing trunks down this runway again, like previous shows, which I'm guessing you have to do kind of if you're, you know, hired by Louis Vuitton, I'm assuming. The trunks are what? Bedazzled trunks. Are they made in collaboration with fucking, what do you call it? Jacobs & Co. or something? I don't know. Garbage. Kind of looks like Jack Moose, these two guys. And there's a random look with like there's a random look where the guy is wearing pajama shorts, a blue shirt, stripes that's tucked into the shorts with a red overcoat. And then the socks thing with I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. It's very confusing. I don't know if it's meant to be like, I don't know, Doctor Who inspired. I don't know what the fuck is happening right now. Again, that fucking vest. Whose idea was this vest? Whose idea was this? The layering is not too shabby here, right? I'm not too sure what's underneath. I'm not sure that's a blazer. So he's got an overcoat, a blazer, a shirt, and a vest on. Like, horrendous combination. That bag is not too shabby. Again, the bag's probably the strongest bit. That jacket is really nice though. That one jacket here, this jacket is cool. It's sort of like a Louis Vuitton down jacket made out of leather, it seems like, with LV all over it. This is shit, man. This is fucking shit. Look at how this clothes is falling on him when he's walking. Like, look at all the room. He could probably fit two of him inside those pants. Like, oh yeah, this is awful. So fucking bad. I don't know if he's trying to do like Ferragamo, Fendi, if he's trying to do Armani, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do, but it's not working for me. That tartan suede leather bag thing is not too shabby. A nice jacket. That's a cool jacket. Again, what does that have to do with the rest of the collection? I don't know. I like that jacket and those boots. I don't mind. Decent tailoring on that suit. Again, no correlation to the actual. Oh, we got the flares. For fuck's sake, the flares are there again. That members only jacket, I think, style, not for me. There's somebody with a hat on. Someone's wearing a hat. Oh no, I thought someone was wearing a hat. Tiny Speedy bags again. Ah, so those are the Speedy bands he's been carrying the entire time. There's this new Speedy. I think he gave one to Beyonce at the end of the show. But there's these new, I don't know if they're new, or if that's a shape or whatever. But he's been carrying this particular Speedy bag for a while. It's the one where you carry it by the handle. You don't strap it. You don't carry it by the straps. He's been carrying it like in his hand for like the last 4 months. So I'm assuming this is what it was leading up to. This big reveal. this plaid jacket? This colorless plaid jacket. I don't know what's going on there. This overall's not too shabby. I'm not too mad at the overall. It kind of looks like diesel, innit it? That kind of looks like diesel, no? Doesn't that look like diesel? That's like Glenn Martin's Diesel. Both of these guys look like they could be in the Glenn Martin's Diesel show. Like, it's all over the place, isn't it? It really is all over the place. There's a clear perspective. I feel like he did this before. Or did Virgil do that before? Nah, come on, man. That could be Boohoo Man. That could legitimately be Boohoo Man, bro. This could be like, you could get this on fucking Temu. I swear to God, this is like a Temu thing. Especially the style that all the kids like to wear, like super baggy. This looks like a Temu fit, bro. Look at that. This grey, like, what the fuck is that? I feel like I've seen that before. I feel like I've seen a clear Perspex trunk before from Louis Vuitton. Maybe I've seen it from Pharrell, maybe it was Virgil, but I feel like this has been done already. I'm pretty sure. This is like a clear plastic, I think clear purple Perspex, what you call it, trunk? But I'm sure I've seen them do this before. Again, what the fuck is that? Do you see how no one's head is turning, by the way? You see how people are just looking at what's coming down the runway? Usually, if it's a show's good, people's heads are like all over the place. They're trying to spot, trying to remember some look. You see how no one's turning to face this guy as he's walking by? As he walks by in this, like, what's this? This, like, I don't know, mohair hoodie, mohair zip hoodie. Underneath it, he's got like a lilac button-up shirt with a thin wife beater tucked into some green shorts. And I guess he's wearing loafers with a bag on. Like, what? What is that styling? What are the items? Like, what is that? With Matt, like, what is that? Honestly, please, someone tell me what this look is. Why would anybody that wears those type of boots be wearing a button-up shirt underneath a mohair hoodie? Doesn't even make any sense. The bag is nice. I don't mind the bag. More flares. That bag ain't too shabby with the yoga mat. Wallaby type of crepe. That jacket is kind of hard. This might be my favorite look, actually. Take out the, I don't like the constant addition of the fucking striped button-up shirt. Oh look, I think that's Angelo back in it wearing the fucking Awake Jordan 5s, or somebody has got the soon to be released, I think, Awake Jordan 5s. It's so hard. They come in pink and they also come in an Arctic black type of colorway with like contrast white stitching, and they have this really cool the Awake A kind of cut out on the side, and you can see the plastic kind of vent things through it as well. It's so fucking hard. So that's a good shoe. That's coming soon. But yeah, this might be my favorite look. This jacket is really hard. This bomber jacket, this cropped bomber jacket with, I don't know what's going on in the hood there, but there's these bedazzlements around the hood. It's sort of like a funnel neck. It kind of reminds me of that legendary jacket that fucking Virgil designed for Louis Vuitton, that famously Pop Smoke wore. Like, it kind of reminds me of that, and also the jacket that Skepta wore, the grey one. So it's kind of got that sort of vibe, but instead it's got an elasticated hem. Really fucking nice, and some brown shorts and the boots. It's sort of like he's I guess Pharrell's maybe got, I guess it's either a collaboration with, is it called Demi? I don't even pronounce the name, but they're like a boot company. They make mountaineering boots, so I think that's a collaboration with them, or maybe Pharrell just ripped or kind of copied the style of the shoe and made his own version of it. But this might be my favorite look, this one. And again, I don't really like all of it because I want to remove that fucking pinstripe shirt thing. It's fucking shit. Yeah, this is my favorite look, that one for sure. And it's not even that. Oh, ooh, look at the hood. Oh, that hood is very nice. I ain't mad at that hood whatsoever. What the fuck is on that hood? It looks like a Stefan Cook tour job, innit? Big up Blood Clot Stefan Cook. But that hood kind of reminds me of that. Let me see. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Those are all like the. Oh, okay. I wonder if you might have worked. So the hood is. Oh, look, and this. That's fucking Celine Bembry, isn't it? I recognize that hat and that fucking head shape anyway, and those glasses. He's got those MAGA glasses on, isn't it? Celine Bembry, those MAGA glasses on, and that hat. That's definitely Celine Bembry from New Balance or whatnot. But I think whoever made this jacket, maybe Pharrell got that. You know that guy that makes those hats? He takes New Eras and he covers them in like jewels and shit. Joe Budden wears it, but he bends the fucking brim. People like wearing them, they're like really in trend. I think he's done stuff on like Ugg boots and stuff and whatever else. I think he might also be the same person that did them on the jeans, I'm not too sure. But he does a New Era hat where it's kind of covered in like diamonds and shit. So I wonder if that same kid, whoever that person is, Pharrell hired him to do this. So the whole hood is covered in fucking jewels and diamonds or brooches and shit. It's kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. Really fucking hard. What that has to do with the mountain jacket, mountaineering jacket, outdoors jacket, I don't know. Are those things waterproof, weatherproof? You know, I don't know, but I like it. It's hard as hell. Oh, and there's a James Harden, right? I think that's James Harden. I recognize the beard. That's Fraser Cook from Nike, I think. Over there, big up him. And who else? That's who I recognize. I don't recognize anybody else. Big up this model. I like this model. Big up this model taking in the scenery. Big up this model. He's fucking loving it. He's feeling himself. He's taking in the scenery. He's walking through like he's the fucking man. I like that. Oh, more flares again. Pharrell would not give up on those flares. Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe one of the worst looks in the entire collection. Is that like a knitted polo shirt? I think that might be a knitted polo shirt. And underneath it is a white button-up shirt. So it's a short sleeve knitted shirt with squares that make it look like a waffle. It's kind of done in it's kind of like an avocado green, vomit green type of color on the ribbing, on the sleeves, on the hem, on the collar, and then you've got this bright white button-up shirt, and then it's like, and then trousers with sandals. Like, I don't know what this is about or who this is for, but it looks awful, bro. Awful. Even a model can't make this look good. Oh, that leather jacket's quite nice. I'm not mad at that leather jacket. I ain't mad at that leather jacket. I ain't mad at that leather jacket. And I ain't mad at that color of that fucking people. That leather jacket, I ain't mad at it. This jacket right here, it's kind of giving Our Legacy. I ain't mad at it. Again, this look belongs to. This looks like Missoni. This look right here looks like Missoni. Like, what is this? The color palette I also don't like. I'm not gonna lie, the color palette I don't like. This like brown, dusty sand. This like, it's almost like a wine champagne. I don't like this color palette whatsoever. I hate it. There's so much tailoring that you need it to be impressive. It needs to kind of say something, like Hyder Ackerman for Tom Ford. If you're gonna have that much tailoring, it's gotta like look a certain way. It's gotta look distinct. It's gotta cut through. It's gotta look really, really obviously good. And I just don't think this looks that great. Like, these suits would not look out of place in Zara. Maybe it's doing Zara a disservice, but these suits would not look out of place in, dare I say, B. Simone's worst shop place to go to, fucking H&M. They would not look out of place, man. More trunks. Got PERFECTECH trunks again, or no? I'm not gonna lie, I hate the way that the trouser leg kind of falls, and and exposes the what. There's something about the way how the trouser legs are moving that I don't like. Not just sure if that's a cut thing, if that's the way the guy's walking, but I don't like this. Whatever's going on here, I don't like that. There's something weird about that forward motion, that kind of crinkle on the front. Me not like it. Me not like it. The print itself isn't great either. Okay. Oh my god, look at the trunks covered in these little illustrations. Oh yeah, it's just like, did this kid draw them? You got little illustrations of palm trees and animals and shit. It's like, ay, 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 ay. Is this stuff selling, or do you think with Louis Vuitton being primarily a luggage and bags company, that most likely it doesn't really matter who's in charge because they make enough money on the bags and shit that, you know, it's just like a free shot with the clothes. But surely this stuff ain't selling. Surely it's not, right? I'm surprised he's been in the job that long still, considering all the merry-go-rounds and the firings and shit of certain people. Like, Pharrell's definitely the weakest of the designers that's out there in some of the big houses. Of all the big houses combined, he's definitely the weakest. You can tell. And again, it's not his fault because he's not a, you know, designer by nature or anything. But the only notable collection that he did was the first one. That first collection was fire. And it's gone downhill ever since, like at a really considerable pace. Alright, cool. I'm going to stop it there because it's going to start playing copyright music. So let me go over to Vogue to see what the pictures say. So we're going to take over from Vogue to look at the pictures. So, again, my mind has not changed, judging by the pictures. My mind has not changed. I'm not going to lie. I still think it's largely very forgetful and shitty. Like, again, what does this outfit here, look number 5, have to do with look number 6 or 7 or 4? You know, like apart from maybe the color palette. Well, what do they have to do with each other? Mountaineering, button-up shirts, tailored shorts with pop socks and loafers. Like, what? I don't get it. Maybe there's some good bits. Maybe this blouson, right? This jacket here, this little bomber jacket right there might be decent in look number 9. There's some decent bags again, which aren't too shabby, but so, like, I just don't understand this vest. It's like grey vesting that's like loose fit. Like, I don't get what's going on. Maybe he's trying to purposely make it more relaxed fitting and shit. I would have styling wise, again, I'm a nobody. I don't know what I'm talking about, but styling wise, I would have preferred to have seen the pants on look 10 and look 12 and the jacket here put together in one look. Whatever this iridescent, whatever that material is, I would have preferred just to see it all in one look. I think that would have made it a more of a striking image. Maybe try to be a bit different, but I think for the sake of the, you know, for what's going on, I think I would have preferred to have seen these two models swap tops and bottoms. I think it would have worked way better. But what do I know? This might be the worst and most confusing look right here. Look number 11. You got these baggy balloon shaped pants, right? Then you've got him wearing like a tuxedo blazer in a way, with like satin lapels or silk lapels, with a white shirt and what looks like a bright silver tie. It's so confusing. Like, it's, and then sandals and he's carrying a backpack. It's like, huh? I don't know where he's going, but it's a that outfit is a madness. Like, a madness. The guys pushing the trunks look like Jack Moose models or looks essential. The color palette is pretty awful. This jacket is really nice. I'm sure all the rappers are going to be into this one. This Louis Vuitton North Face essentially is really fucking cool. It's like a basically what you describe as a North Face Nupsi, and it looks like it's covered in LV monograms, right? Yeah, this is definitely going to be very popular with some of the rappers and streetwear people and shit, right? For sure, they're going to be into that one. Look number 17. Look number 20, again, one of my favorite jackets, but the look itself I don't like. I do like that plaid number here. This might be the best tailoring look. Maybe the model kind of fills out the suit better on look number 21. No, I don't like any of those. Look number 26 and 27 again remind me of Diesel, but I don't think Glenn Martin's will do. I think maybe, you know, the wash of the denim, the color of the denim, the tint, whatever, the distress, maybe that's what it reminds me of, but I don't think Glenn Martin's will do this. I think Glenn Martin's, overalls would fit way better than what they fit here. Look number 25, the less said about that, the better. Is that a scarf, by the way, underneath? It isn't it? Yeah, look, less said about it, the better. Look number 29, like, please make sense of that. Please, someone make sense of look number 29. A mohair cable knit jumper hoodie thing with a lilac button-up shirt undone with a white vest underneath it, green shorts with elastic waist. Pop's like, what is going on with look number 20? Like, it's so confusing. Even this one, look number 30, baby blue leather bomber jacket with like olive green cargo pants. They look like there's cutaways or zipaways. Okay, that same jacket that I like in look number, what is it? In look number 20 is available in that green look number 32. But you know what? It kind of reminds me of the Skepta jacket. Skepta made a jacket for Puma that kind of looks similar to this. I wonder if Pharrell copied that one. I'm sure, I swear to God, it looks very similar to the Skepta jacket they did for Puma. Look number 31 is pretty decent actually. This kind of a half zip jumper thing is not too shabby. Look number 35, I like that jacket, that green olive, the avocado, whatever green that is. It kind of reminds of like a chore jacket or a coach's jacket with a zip up in the middle. Very Our Legacy-esque, very Acne-X. The look number 34 might be the worst styled look in the entire thing. This fucking cable knit polo thing over the striped shirt is awful. Look number 38 maybe is quite interesting. Maybe I want to see more of the suit underneath styling wise. Maybe they could have buttoned up the suit jacket, splayed the jacket a bit more, maybe make it fit more, because it looks like it's falling off this model's shoulders. It's probably not fit the best, but actually it's a Ranglan sleeve in it, so maybe that's why. But yeah, very lackluster, very underwhelming. That jacket, this like Louis Vuitton version of the Arc'teryx jacket, I feel like it's a little bit late to do this, by the way. I feel like that trend's already gone, the whole like Arc'teryx jacket thing. So maybe that's kind of maybe 2 years too late, but maybe this is a decent look. Number 44 maybe. The print with the animals on it is diabolically bad. The polos are bad. The bags are really underwhelming. Yeah, man, it's pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty shit collection, all intents and purposes. Not very impressive in my personal opinion. That fleece is not too shabby. The fleece on look number 60. Look number 60's fleece isn't too shabby, but again, would you buy a Louis Vuitton fleece, or would you just go get one from Patagonia or like Nike ACG or something? I don't know. Yeah, that print with the animals and the palm trees, like, get it out of here, please, for the love of God. Again, what are we doing on look number 61? Are we trying to be Fear of God? Are we trying to be Zegna? Who are we trying to be right now? Are we trying to be Armani? Are we trying to be Hugo Boss? What are we doing? What are we doing here? Oh my God, look at all the waste of material. Look number 65 is just a waste of fabric, in it. What is that jacket? That looks like something Daniel Lee would design for Bert. Like, what is that? Are those pants elasticated? You've got an elasticated waistband on like tailored, like what? On pants with pleats on the front. In my opinion, if your pants have pleats on the front, they shouldn't have an elasticated waist. They really shouldn't. Like, what? What the fuck is going on with that look? Even the models don't look happy wearing what they're wearing. This is some bullshit, man. This is some utter bullshit. It would have been better off just trying to design streetwear. Man tries to do the whole tailoring thing, thinks he's a fashion designer, and gives us like Zara. And of course, we should have known. Look at his fit at the end. Pharrell's usually a very well-dressed guy, but I think this fit at the end kind of summarizes the show. Look at this fit. Look at this fit. Mole grey, whatever, grey fucking sweatshirt, green polo shirt underneath it, blue tight pants with a white trim with his Adidas Balenciaga triple S's, right? That's what they are. They're just Adidas triple S's. Like, even his own look is pretty shit, man. No, pretty diabolically bad. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like any single bit of it. I thought it was all fucking terrible. And I'll be surprised if he stays in the job longer. I'm not gonna lie, man. His stuff is not that great. It really isn't that great at all whatsoever. The last good collection he did for Louis Vuitton must be the first one. I'm not gonna lie, which is what, this one, right? 2024, I think was the first. Was that the first one? Yeah, this one here, spring 2024. His debut might have been the best one he's ever done. Ever since then, it's been one shit show after a shit show. Let me see here. Let's see if we can get the whole thing up so you can see what he's saying. But I thought this was the best. Was this the first one? The best one? Is this the first one? The one that had fucking... Is that the first one or am I bugging out? Yeah, I think... Oh, I saw a digi camera here. I don't remember. Hold on. Was it this? Did you look at this? Yeah, this must have been the first one, right? Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, this is the first one. This was the best one, but now looking back, it looks kind of garish. I'm not gonna lie. I think I was looking at it through rose-tinted glass. It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that good now. Revisiting it, so much digi camera, so much fucking digi camera. But in terms of just aesthetics and shit, or just looks off the first hand, I think this looks way more impressive. Spring 2024 menswear. So I'm not sure what happened. Not sure if he ran out of steam, or the people that were helping him with this have long gone. But look at that look 17. Look how that's an interesting look with that bomber jacket and that material. Not sure if it's satin or something. The combination of those shorts, the boots. Look number 18. Like, there's some interesting silhouettes and shapes here. Jacket offerings, finishes, fabrics, patterns. Fucking around with ideas like this, like a rugby polo, making it out of leather. Like, really cool shit, I think. The bags obviously were fucking fantastic. What happened to that? You know? This was pretty good. What happened to this guy? Are all the designers that helped to design this gone? Did they all get fired? Did they all leave? Or was it this the best he could do? And now he can't do anymore. Like, look at the outfit Dave's got on. Sick. This one's one of my favorite looks. I forgot the designer's name. This one, I think Stefano Pilati, right? This particular look here, look number 48. My favorite look of the entire collection. Again, see what I told you about the loafers with the fucking socks. So he's repeating his own codes. Look number 49. That jacket. Oh, harder than hard. Give me that jacket. Look number 49. Give me a light denim suit with some fucking brown boots. Not Timberlands, by the way, because fuck Timberlands. Maybe some Red Wings. I'm gonna fuck your mum. You know. Give me look number 49 and a nice denim one and a nice denim fucking tuxedo. I'ma smash your mumsy. Yeah, there's some good shit here, but so far the stuff that he's doing isn't that great. Look number 60, bro. Look number 59, bro. Come on, man. He did some good shit, man. He did some good shit. Don't know what happened to this guy. This was fucking fire, bro. But yeah, maybe he only had that one collection in him, and now he's terrible. Who knows? Who cares? Who knows? Who cares? Moving on. Let's talk about JJJJound quickly. Let's talk about JJJJound. JJJJound have announced the release of the shoe that I've been talking about a while here on the podcast. I saw it leaked or previewed on their Instagram, but there wasn't a name for it. Now there's a name for it, and now there's detailed pictures of it. It's the ASICS GEL-QUANTUM 361 AMP. By the way, anyone from ASICS listening to me, listen to the sound of my voice, please change the names of your shoes. Please make your name of your shoes not sound like fucking game, Call of Duty gamer tags or some shit. The names are way too wordy, way too long, like ASICS GEL-QUANTUM 361 AMP. Like, please figure out a code name, street name, slang name, something we can call these shoes, because this is too much. But regardless, the shoe is so hard. It kind of reminds me of a mix between like a Nike TL, Nike Air Max 98, whatever the Nike Air Max that Skepta released that did something recently with. I forgot what model that was actually. Maybe it was a TL. Actually, yeah, it might have been that. But regardless, it reminds me of a combination of Nikes, but they've also been done in a very ASICS way. So this is it. This is what they look like. Let's give you an idea here. The blurb says the ASICS GEL-QUANTUM series pioneered the VizTech movement in athletic footwear, emphasizing visual ball technology as a core design element. The development of the original GEL-QUANTUM 360 was a meticulous process that spanned over 3 years. The design philosophy, articulated through the metaphor bone and meat, focused on creating a shoe. By the way, pause on bone and meat. focused on creating a shoe that offered both unparalleled stability, bone, and plush cushioning meat. Yo, pause. Hey, yo. Why for that? Launched in 2015, the GEL-QUANTUM 360 model quickly became one of ASIC's most iconic sneakers. Really, it's the first time I've seen it. To be fair, I don't really pay much attention to ASICS really, aside from the bait models, but I didn't know this. Visible gel component provided exceptional foot comfort and shock absorption, enhancing aesthetic appeal with its distinctive look. Paired with a true stick technology, the shoe ensured maximum stability, making it a favorite among athletes. JJJJound's take on the Quantum 360 is a nod to the VizTech heritage. By the way, my favorite bit of the shoe that they've done with this is the fucking twist on the air bubble. You know, they've got this cushioning system here that reminds you of an Air Max, but it's not, and it kind of gives you the effect of having an air bubble, but it's a cushion. Like, it's really nicely done, really nicely done. And that whole upper, that white on white, pearly white fucking upper, mostly, is it mesh? It looks like, no, it's not mesh. It kind of reminds of the lining of a shoe, and then you got these like nice little accents here. It's fucking gorgeous. It really is. The only thing I'd say is a little knock. I don't like the lace eye stays. They've got these loops. I want holes. I don't like the loops. They kind of make the laces pop in too much. I kind of want the laces to kind of sink in with the shoe and provide a bit more of a sleeker, cleaner silhouette here on the what you call it, I don't know, what the front of the foot, whatever that fucking bit is, right, top of your foot. It's a bit too lumpy here because you've got these hoops instead of the holes, you know, so I don't like that. But wow, so fucking well done. I'm not gonna lie, I really fucking like these. Let's see the back. Yeah, that gel unit to the back is beautiful. Look at the nice little JJJJound hit here. I don't like the fact that it's been screen printed. I prefer if it was kind of maybe embossed or something similar to the J on the A here, but this nice little JJJJound hit on the back of the heel tab is beautiful, so people can know that you got the special ones, you don't got the fucking retail ones or the GRs. So fucking good. Look what they look like for the top down, which is always the most important sign actually of a good shoe. How does it look from the top down? And they look fucking banging there. So great. And then another shot, you see the outsole, which is really interesting because I thought it would be this clear thing on the outsole, but instead you got this really nice off-white outsole here. That'll kind of pick up dirt and weather really nicely as well. And what else do we have here? Let's look at the tongue. Actually, I didn't check the tongue. There's no, okay, the only JJJJound hit you've got is on the heel tab. The tongue does just as ASICS. On one side it's reversed. I wonder why they did that, by the way. On one ASICS shoe on the tongue, the logo is reversed. I wonder why that happened, but I don't mind it. And then on the insole, you've got JJJJound written on one and ASICS on the other. Oh, so good, so good, so fucking good. And there's some details here as well, as you can see with the JJJJound, with the ASICS logo on the tongue. You got the JJJJound hit on the back of the heel tab. Beautiful. That angle is so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love these. So these are due to be coming out when? They're coming out on Thursday, 26th of June. So tomorrow, if you're listening to this today on Wednesday, if you want a pair, you know where to go. If you want a pair, you know where to go. JJJJound.com. Actually, I'll tell you where to go. JJJJJound.com, and later on July 3rd, they'll be available on ASICS.com. So they're launching first exclusively on Thursday, the 26th of June, 12 p.m. EST on JJJJound.com. J3 times OUND, sorry.com. J4 times OUND.com, JJJJound.com on the 26th of June. Check them out if you want them. And then July 3rd for the rest of the world. Moving on, let's also quickly touch upon Supreme summer tees. Supreme have launched 3 new graphic tees that will be available from the 26th as well, Thursday coming up. Let's take a quick little gander here. You've got a t-shirt here featuring an illustration that says, "Can you believe this shit?" which is pretty cool. I think that might be a Gonz illustration, by the way. I quite like that with the man pissing. There's a fucking Dean fucking Blunt. There's a Dean Blunt photo tee, bro. Do you know how hard that is? Do you know how hard that is, bro? There's a Dean Blunt photo tee. On the photo tee, looks cool as hell, smoking a cigarette. By the way, big up Dean Blunt. Used to see him out and about all the time back in the day in Dawson. Not too sure where he is now, where he lives, where he's about. He's always kind of, you know, floating and just kind of doing his own thing. But really cool guy, I'm not gonna lie, really cool guy. Looks kind of, you know, intimidating and kind of scary, and maybe a little bit, he would look like he'd be stuck up his ass, but from day dot, really fucking cool, really fucking cool. Always, you know, get a little head nod from him, the odd kind of passing comment when we're in, I don't know, fucking Alibi or some shit that I bump into. So fucking big up Dean Blunt, absolute legend. Dean Blunt photo tee is a great fucking look. Such a good look. Then we got this really cool tee as well, which I like, which kind of looks like a, is it foil? No, it's duct tape. I thought it was foil. It looks like duct tape that's been made into, you know, the font of Supreme, to spell out Supreme. Really, really well done, to be honest. It looks fucking cool. That's on the back of the t-shirt. And then we've got one featuring a teddy bear wiping his eyes, it looks like here. Is that teddy wiping his eyes? Bloodshot eyes, wiping it or something. So that's a nice one as well, in that baby blue colorway. I'm not mad at it. And we've also got a print that says, it's like a box logo that says Supreme in those kind of like stencil army font. And it says 100% hardcore plus New York. So I don't know where that reference is from. Maybe it's a band t-shirt or something. There's also a Supreme beef shirt. I think they have the same logo on the hat that released recently too. That I'm not mad at all. That kind of reminds me of a New York thing, the graphic design on that one. But yeah, the Dean Blunt t-shirt is probably the hardest one of the collection. And maybe that teddy bear as well. And maybe that fucking, what you call it, the duct tape Supreme print. But loads of great tees available on Thursday 26. Check those out. Check those out. Check those out, you pieces of nada. Anyways, people, that has been the Agostino Zinga Show, episode number 922, I think, right? Is it 922? It should be 922. No, it's not 922. It's 917. Thank you for tuning into the episode, the Agostino Zinga Show, episode number 917. Nuevo Uno Siete. For those of you listening via the podcast app, you will be hearing my tune of the day, which is going to be courtesy of MoMa Ready. MoMa Ready, their amazing DJ and producer, has a new EP out called MR003, available now on Bandcamp and all your streaming platforms that you use and shit. My track that I'm going to be playing as my outro for the audio listeners only will be PERFECTECH, which is track number 2. If you're watching this, unfortunately I can't play it because it's going to copyright strike me and all that shit. So check out yourself. It's a really fucking great track. Track number 2 here, PERFECTECH, from the EP MR003 from MoMa Ready. Great producer. I think he's based in New York if I'm not mistaken, but I always see him on fucking whatever that fucking radio station is called, playing and stuff, and I like some of his productions, so big up fucking him. So that's my tune today. For those of you who are watching this live via the YouTube, do not move. I'll be heading over to the random show and starting in about 5 to 10 minutes. So jump over to the random show and meet me there. But for the rest of you, thank you for joining in. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Take care. Peace.